Hey guys, Steve here with Steve's Guns. Today we got something cool to show you. Sorry the camera is so high up there. I gotta get a wider lens, man. My tripod's like touching the ceiling just to get this big guy into frame. Alright, there's a SVT-40 Soviet era gun. Freaking thing's like 4 feet long, dude, so I can't. Anyways, let's get into it. So SVT-40, this is a Soviet era gun. It was designed in 38 and production in 45. It was only used for like 2 years, by the way. It was used from, let me see, what was it? It was used from 38 to 40. So after the Mosin, Russia wanted something that wasn't bolt action. So they went to some guy named Simon. And then this guy's name, the guy who made this, I can't even pronounce the Russian name. It was like Tokarov. So they both make guns. Simon's gun or Simon's gun, I guess it was too complicated. It was harder to maintain, so they got rid of it. And they went with this guy here, which is the SVT-40. The T is the guy's last name. And that SVT part, some Russian, I don't know what it is. This thing does shoot a 7.62x54R. That is a pretty big bullet. I actually like this round a lot. That's a Creedmoor next to it. That's a 6.8 Creedmoor? No, 6.5 Creedmoor, I'm sorry. So that's a 6.5 and that's a 7.62x54R. It is a rim-fired round, just like the 30-30s were. And the Lee Enfields. Okay. So again, not production for 2 years, but it was in war for 2 years. I guess when Germany invaded the Soviet Union, they cut production and went back to the Mosin. I guess they maybe had more supply of the Mosin. Maybe more workers knew how to build the Mosin, so they just dropped this off. Went and did Mosins after the war. They kind of made them again. 45 it ended. If you guys do know, AK-47 was already around that area. 46, 47, the AK came out. So these guys were complete obsolete guns. But they were still used. People, they sold them to different countries. It was part of different wars. It's a badass gun. I like it a lot. Let's see. So this thing does weigh 8.5 pounds. Okay, this thing is massive. Length, you have 48 inches. 48. That's 48 inches. Okay, that's 4 feet. This thing's big. It's huge. That's why I can't fit in the frame. Barrel length, you're at 24.6 inches. Something for this caliber of a round, you need that extended barrel length just to get the full velocity out of this round. If you want like a 10-inch barrel, 16-inch barrel, you're not going to get the full power of this round. And honestly, I don't think the 24 even gives you the full power of this round, because even on a 308, you go with a 22-inch barrel, 24-inch barrel, it could need some more barrel. Okay. So, longer the barrel, the better the projectile flies out, longer the velocity. Okay. Wood everywhere, as you can see. It is semi-automatic. Hey, this thing is solid, dude. Okay, semi-auto. No bolt action here. Sights, just like the AK. Okay, move them around. This guy here does have a piston system. And they say that FAL got the idea from the SVT for their weapon of the way the piston system works. Okay, so the piston basically pushes the rotating bolt back. Rotating bolt, as you know, is from the M1 Grand. AK also took that idea from the M1, and this guy also took the idea from the M1. Okay, But the whole piston system, I guess the length and the way it works, FL took the idea from the SVT-40 here. This guy is a Russian-made weapon. It does have a stamp that says 1941, which is right here. It does have Russian numberings on them, not numberings, letters on them. Russian numbers are different, huh? It does have Russian letters on them here and there. It has some serial numbers on the rear of the stock. It has like a star. I don't know if that's the Russian Soviet star, but it does have it. I don't know if you can see it right here. Yep, you can see it. Okay. But I'm just gonna say, quality is outstanding, dude. Quality is absolutely outstanding. I've shot this thing actually a couple days ago. We shot it. Recoil's very nice. Okay, doesn't kick at all. If you guys shot a Mosin, the Mosin kicks. This guy does not. Okay, so good job, Tarkovi, whatever your name is. Good job, buddy. Box fed, 10 rounds. Okay, 54R. Goes in like this. Alright, boom, 10 rounds. Pull the lever. Okay, magazine comes out. See if it's empty. It is empty. Okay. Only problem I saw with the gun, I don't know if it is a problem, but for me it's kind of weird. If you guys look at the trigger, that's the trigger, right? This is your safety. It's right behind the trigger. Maybe we're just so used to modern guns, having it on the side, having it on the top. Maybe for us it's just kind of weird, but for me, having a safety that's so close to the trigger is just kind of weird. You know, you can accidentally maybe touch the trigger instead of trying to put it on safety. So for me that's kind of weird. But again, maybe it's just us, our generation, we're kind of used to the ARs and the AKs being so far away from the trigger that it just feels weird for us. But maybe for them it felt normal, because I guess maybe, I don't know, that's all they knew. I am going to take the gun apart. I'm going to show you guys how to do that. Pretty cool. Let me get the stuff out of the way. So, let's start off with the front and then work our way back. Okay. First thing you do, cleaning rod. Okay. See this right here? There's a little button. You gotta push that. If I push it, cleaning rod comes right out. Okay, so you have to push that little tiny button. Okay. If you look here, this little strap, this is what keeps this top part and this wood part together. Again, there's a button down here. You push the button. That thing will come right off. Flip your gun around. Boom. Top part comes off. Your wood, look at the quality of that, dude. From being 1941, this thing is clean. Wood comes off. If you guys do own a AR style, I mean a piston AR, I do have an LWRC and it looks almost identical. Okay, first thing you do, both has to get pushed back. Pushing the rod. Come on. Push the rod. Will come right off. This part here comes right off. If you look, see? Jesus. There you go. Okay, that's the top portion of it. Now let's take out the rear portion. Pretty simple. This part here does slide, okay. So slide it, pop it out, spring comes out, 2 pieces, and your bolt comes right out. And like I said, fellas, ladies, quality is crazy. This thing is thick. You compare it to a gun now, it's not even comparable. Look how thick this thing is. You look at an AK now, it's like half the size. Like, this thing is freaking solid, dude. The gun itself is bulletproof. That's how solid this thing is made. It's absolutely crazy. Okay, so that's that part. That's your rotating bolts. Okay, so you just pop it back into place. If I could pop it back into place. Okay. So let's put this back. First, this is a field strip. Take it, clean it. Let me show you guys another close-up. Okay, actually let me zoom in on this part. You guys can see better. Okay, boom. Bolt first. Just slide it back, it'll find its groove. Okay, and it goes right in. Second is your spring. Okay, spring goes in. That's 2 parts. Okay, 2-part spring. They will go inside of each other. This part here, back of the gun, just a regular spring, will go inside the bolt carrier here. Okay, push it in and just place it as is. Okay, now here is the tricky part. This is probably, it's tricky at first. You do it 5-6 times, you kind of get used to it, but you got to put this in first. Okay, this guy here, it slides underneath this rail. Okay, so what you do is you find this groove, you get the spring, watch out so it doesn't go flying. Actually, here, you see this? Jeez, I gotta figure out this camera shit. You see this? Okay, so that the groove has to sit in here. Okay. So let's try that again. I'm telling you, this is like the most weirdest design flaw here, but it is what it is. I'm telling you, it's the weirdest shit. But it is what it is. Okay. There you have it. Now, let's put this guy back on. First thing you do, take the rod. There is a hole. Actually, no, I am so sorry. You take this over that. Actually, here, you know what? Let me zoom this in too so you guys can see what the hell I'm doing. I can't even see what the hell I'm doing with that camera zoomed out. Okay. This guy here, you see that? So this goes over that. Okay. Spring. So spring side goes towards the bolt. Okay, you gotta push in You need 2 hands. Put it back here so you guys can see. Okay, push it. Okay, let's try that again. Push it. Insert it back in. It just falls into place. Your cover. Actually, no, wood goes first. Put the wood. Goes right in. Cover. Back on. Get your ring. Push that button I showed earlier. You gotta bring it twisted from the front. Push the button, slide the ring over it, and that's it. The other thing, your rod, stick it in. Push that button again, push it forward. It'll lock it in. And you just have yourself an SVT-40. Jesus Christ. It's easier off camera, though. I did it like 15 times. Ease. They're pretty pricey, fellas, ladies. $2 grand, 2,500, give or take. Probably only going to go up in value. Again, it was a short production run, not too many made. I mean, a lot made, but short run. You'll find a lot of clean ones because I don't think most of them saw that much action because of the timing was kind of off. Again, the AK-47 was coming out. 38 to 40, 2 years, Germany invaded, blah blah blah. So you'll find a lot of clean looking ones that don't have too much damage on them, like this guy here. This guy is fairly clean, which is badass. Around $2 grand. If you're a collector, you want some Soviet era stuff, I'd buy it. Honestly, you put on a sight, box fed, 10 rounds, 7.62 by 54R, almost a 25-inch barrel. Yeah, this thing will shoot. This thing will be a beautiful sniper rifle. You could use it for hunting. You could use it for target practice. It will get the job done. It will get the job done. It's not like it's not going to do the job. This thing will get it done. Okay, very badass gun. Would I recommend buying one in 2025? Hell yeah, I would recommend buying one in 2025. It's cool. It's history. 1941. I wasn't even born. I was still in the nutsack swimming around. Not even that. My dad was in a nutsack swimming around. I was in his. That's like Inception right there. Never mind. But having something that old, that history, 80, 90-year-old item, and you're touching it, knowing that I don't know how many people have touched this thing in 80, 90 years. You might even shot at somebody or send somebody to Jesus. I don't know. I really do not know. I cannot tell you the history behind it. But it's here today. It was built in 1941. It's 2025. And it's sitting on my desk today. Okay. So again, if you guys see one, SVT-40, I would say yes. Buy it if you have extra cash laying around. You want to spend $2 grand on a weapon, go for it. Okay. They are not cheap, but it'll last you another 80, 90 years. I can guarantee you that. Okay. There's no polymer on this guy. There's no nothing. This thing is pure metal, wood finish, quality. Okay. This thing will go for another 100 years guaranteed. Guaranteed another 100 years. Just take care of it. If you find parts for it, I will just buy them and keep them just in case. Okay. Thanks for watching. The name is Steve with Steve's Guns. And again, I apologize for the camera action. I gotta buy a better lens. I gotta get something wide, not too zoomed out, so I can show you guys these things close and personal. Like I said, this tripod is literally sitting on the ceiling right now. But it is what it is, man. It's a new channel, alright? We're trying to make it happen. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next.